Hello, everyone. That's not my Twitter account because I don't have one. So yes, I'm here to talk to you about a bit of a crazy trip I did. Whenever I get a plane, I never sit in the aisle. I always sit in the window seat. And the reason for that is, why would you want to watch a movie when you've got the most amazing stories being told outside of that window? And that was the inspiration for me in 2013 to cycle from Shanghai to London. It was about 15,000 kilometers and it took 8 months. Through 16 different countries. And I'm just going to talk you through a very quick version of the story right now. So I started off with my friend Mathieu. He's a Frenchman. So despite the rather rocky start, we actually didn't have an argument the entire rest of the time. Very personable chat. Alongside doing the ride, we were actually raising money for a charity called Operation Smile. We raised enough money for 106 kids to have a cleft lip repaired, and we were actually very honoured to join them in Zhengzhou as they did the operations. We didn't do the operations. So China's big, really, really big. It's like a third of the whole journey. It took us 3 months. It's 5,000 kilometers. And even though all the signs are in English, they're not always that easy and useful to follow. But after China, we went up into the mountains to Kyrgyzstan, first taste of mountains and nature, and the first big hills of the ride. This is the start of something called the Pamir Highway. It's also called the M41. In England, it's not really like the M40. I think we saw 5 cars in 3 weeks. The majority of the ride for about 1,000 kilometers is above 4,000 meters along the Afghan border. And obviously, altitude has some funny effects on you along the way. Well, after doing all that high altitude exercise, we were really needing to stock up on the carbs, and so Uzbekistan had a very fine collection of rogue ice cream. On the inside, they all tasted the same, so Unilever's doing a very good job at consistency there. Then into Turkmenistan, the North Korea of Central Asia, communal bathing pools, truckers and bikers alike at one in harmony, dodging camels along the way. From Turkmenistan, we went straight into Iran. Now, we're told in all the media that Iran is this big evil nation. And I can say from the bottom of my heart, they're the friendliest people in the entire world, and don't believe anything you read. Every single time we tried to camp, we were invited into people's houses, and they cooked us massive dinners, and we just weren't allowed to camp. Apart from this night, where Mathieu decided to put the outside of the tent on the inside to inspire the locals. Now, actually, what people don't understand is the #1 pastime in Iran is camping. Every single town you go to, people are camping out on the streets. Turkey and the Balkans, beautiful countryside. First beer in a month after the Iran journey. We only had one, it's all we could manage. But beautiful, stunning scenery in Cappadocia. We woke up and there was 100 hot air balloons all around us. Then we got to France, Mathieu's home, the worst 4G in the entire world, and very, very large rodents, none of which we saw alive, thankfully. But then we were onto the English Channel, crossing. We applied for a pedalo license, but was rejected by both sets of Coast Guards. So we put our bikes on trainers, and we continued cycling across the last 25 miles, greeted by my old school, who had been following the entire journey. And then the last stretch was to arrive in London, outside the House of Parliament, and that was it. So the final lesson to you is, when you fly back from here, get the window seat, look out the window, and plan your next adventure. Thank you.